I predict that, let's see how many in there, 1, 2. I predict 6 people have all the right formulas. A third of you. See if I'm right. Okay? So continue to work on it. If you want to balance it out, you can when you're done. If you want to wait and see if your formulas are right and written correctly before you go to balance, so you don't have to redo it because you didn't have a formula right to begin with, we'll have you do that. But I'm looking at 6. 6 out of 19. That has everything right all the way across. Okay? I bet you 100% of you got this one right. This part. CA.
Yes.
I bet you 100% of you got this one right. H2O.
Okay, I didn't put a plus.
Okay? Now, I would say that maybe half of you got this one right. Plus 2 minus 1. A wrong way to write this, a lot of students will do, they'll just write CaOH and they don't have any different. That's not right. Okay? Other people will write it like this. That's not right. Alright? To be right, you need to, since this is a polyatomic ion, you have to put it in parentheses, the OH. That's right. Does that make sense? That this hydroxide, you have to have 2 of them. And so you have to show 2 OHs. Okay? And then I would say maybe a little less than half of you get this one right. Did you guys forget the 2?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Because we go back to this, and this is something that should be just in the back of your memory going, oh, that's that hydrogen and oxygen, and they have to be diatomic. Oh, okay, I can't remember that now. And the more and more you do, the less chance that you get those wrong. Okay? Did anybody get those all right? Got them all right? Good job. Anybody else? Okay, I was wrong. I thought more of you would get all of them right. Now go ahead and balance it.
Oxygen and H2O isn't whatever.
Right. That's a good question. Now, some students, they'll do everything right, and then at some point in time, they think every time you write an element in a compound, you have to have 2 to go with it. you don't. Okay? You don't have a 2 go with it.
Is that only if they're by themselves? If they're
Right. Exactly. If only time that these are automatically 2s is if they are listed by themselves as an element. Then you have to write a 2.
I see.
Yep. But any other time, like here's Cl3, you're going to like, why'd you write Cl3? That should be Cl2 because you said Cl is always diatomic. And I'll say, yeah, it's diatomic when it's by itself, but when it's with another element, then the charges take its role, and then that's how you determine how much you have. This should be pretty easy to balance. Some of you might need the accounting system on this one. This is where the accounting system is pretty nice. It's really pretty nice if you just list them out. So sometimes it's nice, and the reason why the accounting system would be nice on this is because you got hydrogens in 2 spots, and that creates a scenario where it's a little tougher to keep track of everything. So on this one, we'll do the accounting system. We got 1, 2, 1, and this should be a calcium. And over here we got 1, 2, no, that's 4, and 2. Okay? So I don't want to attack hydrogen until I have to, because hydrogen's in 2 spots. I'd rather deal with oxygen. If I had my choice between those 2, I want to pick oxygen every time. So I'm going to put a 2 here, and what that does is it makes this a 2, and this a 4. And it's balanced.
That's
Slick, huh?
I didn't do. I did H first for some reason, and that messed
Yeah,
up.
and like Colin said, he went and tried to do H first, and it becomes a real headache to do that. But you can still do it. You just have to count them in both spots. But if you can keep those elements that are multiple locations, because they create more issues when they're in multiple locations, as the ones better to do. Okay, now I'm going to have you do. We're going to do 5 together.
Oh,
So we're going to skip over 3, 4. I'm going to have you do that on your own here later. So we're going to do 5. So this is kind of a little bit more descriptive, and it tells you what's going on, what your reactants are, what your products are. Kind of a more of a written form of what's going on. So you just dissect this and just find what your reactants are. So anything it says it produces, that means it's like the arrow. Produces, that's your arrow. What's it produce? Hydrogen gas. So how am I going to write hydrogen gas? H2. There you go. Then lithium nitrate. Produces means that it's on the right side of the arrow. So lithium's a +1 and nitrate's a -1. So it should be just LiNO3, correct? Because nitrate would be off your chart sheet. Then it says lithium metal, Li, no diatomic. And then sometimes I have to give you a formula because with the knowledge you know, you cannot write. If I just put nitric acid, you'd like, what's that? Okay, you don't know how to name. You don't have to write the formula for it. Go ahead and balance that one out. Balance that one out. So, again on that one, our balance equation, we go through and we balance it, it should be 2, 2, 1, 2.